So welcome to our next video lesson for this in the subject of engineering mechanics, and let us continue the previous topic we have started, that is simple stress and strains. And by the completion of this lesson, you should be able to calculate the simple stresses and simple strains due to axial load on uniformly deformed parts. Means for only for the axial loads, and also you can able to calculate the deformations. Of course, that is comes under the simple stress only. Okay, simple stress center, because in up to last class we have start in last class we have discussed about the previous lessons, that is about the what is stress, what is strain, right? So we have discussed about the stress. So stress we have discussed, strain we have discussed, and how to calculate the deformations. And we have also seen the stresses, stress strain curve for the mild steel specimen. So we have discussed in elaborate way, right? So what is stress? Stress is defined as the distance per unit area offered by the body against the deformation. Right? Is expressed in Newton per mm square or kilonewton per meter square or like that. So we have discussed about it. Right. So now you see the definition. Here a little bit of modification was there. So in the previous class we have discussed about stress is defined as a resistance per unit area. Resistance, internal resistance, of course, it is internal resistance offered by the body per unit area against the deformation. Because previously it was against the external loads. Because of external loads, what happens? Deformation happens. That's what it is different. There is not a different one. It is only same. It is put in other words. Okay, so all are correct, but it is a little bit of so that to indicate that. So first, what happens if your load is applied? So on the member first, the strain occurs. Means deformation takes place. So that's what we want to tell you about using this sentence. That is against deformation. That is the meaning, right? And it is units are already we discussed in elaborated way, and we have also discussed about strain. Strain is defined as the ratio between the change in dimension to the original dimension. I mean, means after it is subjected to axial loads, it is the body deforms. So deformation takes place. Whatever the deformation that takes place, that is change in dimension. That maybe change in length, change in weight, change in depth, something like that. So that change in dimension divided by original dimension, that will give a strain. Strain is of course units are dimensionless. It is hence no units. Right, now let us go to the today's problems topic, that is on problems on different calculation of stresses, strains, right? And it defines now a steel rod of 25 mm diameter and 4 meters long is subjected to an axial pull of 40 kilonewtons. Determine the intensity of stress, strain, deformation of the rod. So what we have to calculate? So what is given? Just you see, steel rod of 25 mm diameter, right? Diameter is given, means you can calculate the area of cross section, right? Next, what is the length? Length is nothing but 4 meters. So length of the member is given as 4 meters. So length is given and diameter is given, so you can calculate the area, and length is given. And what is the load given as 40 kilo? What is the axle load? Axle load given as 40 kilonewtons. So what we have to calculate? Intensity of stress. So what is stress? So what is mathematical expression? We have discussed the mathematical expression how to calculate the stress. So stress is calculated using formula load by area, load by unit area, load by cross section. So what is load? Load is 40 kilonewtons, and stress is the area is nothing but, so diameter is given, calculate the area. So it is a circular rod, so area is pi by 4 t square, right? So that you can calculate the stress. That's all. It's a stress. You get the stress. And what about strain? So strain is equal to what? Strain is equal to change in length by original length. So in this one, there is no change in length is not directly given. So what you have to do? So we have to calculate the change in length. Change in length, how to calculate? So change in length is nothing but, yes, change in length we can calculate using the PL by AE. Okay, from the formula PL by AE. So if you calculate the using that formula, of course different ways are there. You can pull it up different ways are there. whichever is convenient, we can calculate. So other way we can use that strain calculation is equal to stress by strain is equal to Young's modulus, that we know. So strain is equal to what? Stress into Young's modulus. That also we can do, right? So like that also, yeah, of course, strain is equal to stress by Young's modulus, not stress into Young's modulus. Stress by Young's modulus. That also we can do. So stress we already calculated it in the first bit. So strain we can calculate. Then Young's modulus is given in the problem itself. So you can calculate the strain. Like that also you can calculate, right? Otherwise you use the delta change in length PL. So what is strain? Strain is equal to change in length by original length. So change in length is directly not given. So change in length you can calculate using the formula PL by AE. So P is given, L is given, A is given, E is given. Okay. So all are given the problem. So calculate the change in length. So once the change in length is known to you, change in length by original length, that is 4 meters, that will give the strain. That's all. Like that also you can calculate, right? Otherwise, change in strain is equal to what? PL by E. We can say PL by AE. So that also we can do. P by, sorry, not P by AE. That also we can do. So different ways. It depends on your what your idea, how to get the convenient way. So you can do it. Let us see solution. So what is the data given? So diameter of the steel rod is given. So length of the rod, example, in smallest. Right now coming to a solution, area of the rod A is equal to pi by 4 d square. So what is the d? D is equal to 25 square. So for you will get the area 490.8. Next bit is the intensity of stress. Intensity of stress, sigma is equal to P by A. So already we have discussed how to what is P. P is nothing but 40 kilonewtons. Of course, please be careful about the units. Okay, so here it is units are 40 kilonewtons that is given in the problem. So please convert into newtons better. Okay, or see that all the units are in same. All the units are units of all the quantities are in same. Okay, like if you take in this Young's modulus units are given in Newton per mm square. So, but that is a Newtons per mm square. We have stress in kilonewtons is given. So if you put it in same values like that only without converting into same units, so you may get a wrong answer. So that's why it is better to just to go through with units once. Okay, before substituting everything. So what is the, in this case it is, that's why we are converted this stress into kilonewtons to newtons. So 1 Newton, 1 kilonewton is equal to 10 to the power of 3 newtons. That's why it is 40 into 10 to the power of 3. Right? 40 kilonewtons. Kilo means 10 to the power of 3, 1000. So that's why we are putting, so that it will convert it into newtons. So area is equal to pi by 4 d square. So d is 25 mm and I square. So 25 mm. So you substitute d is equal to 25 mm. So you will get the area. So this use your calculator and solve it. Very simple, right? And next one is strain. Strain is equal to what? Strain is equal to stress by Young's modulus. This is one way of getting the answer. Other ways I have discussed in different ways of how to calculate the strain. So you can calculate any way, you will get the same answer, right? So if you want more clarification, if you use this formula, calculate the strain. And otherwise, I also told you how to calculate the strain in different way. That is, strain is equal to P by AE, right? Strain is equal to P by AE. Delta L is equal to PL by AE. If you want strain means delta L by L. So if you that PL means in the term numerator PL, if you get into denominator on the delta L, then it is delta L by L is nothing but strain. Strain is equal to P by AE. Like that also you can calculate. So doing one other, just calculate, check for the answer in other way. You will get the both answer correct, same. Otherwise there will be some calculation mistakes in your part. Right? So it is strain is equal to stress we have already calculated, and Young's model is already given in the problem. So use it and calculate the strain. Right? It is something is misses 0.388 or 388 point. It is 0.388 into 10 to the power of minus 6. No, it is 388.05 into 10 to the power of minus 6 because it is 81.49 divided by 0.21 means 388. Right? So let me calculate. So it cannot be modified, very difficult to modify this one. So let us keep it like that. But this answer is not 0.388, it is 388.08. Because if you see that one, so what is the 81.49 divided by 0.21? So it is 388.05, right? So 388.05 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Just if simple calculation, need not use everything calculated sometimes wastes our time. So instead of that one, what do we do? Just 81.49 divided by 0.21. Because if you keep it 10 to the power of minus 6 like this, 10 to the power of 6 like 10 to the power of 6 like that only, and bring it to the numerator. When it brings to the goes to the one value from numerator to denominator, the powers goes to plus to minus, minus to plus. Okay, like it means it is in denominator 10 to the power of plus 6. So if it go to the numerator, so it will 10 to the power of minus 6, right? Very simple. And just divide 81.49 with the 0.1. So we'll get 388.05, not 0.388, so 388.05, right? So it is, these are put in very formulas, so it is editing will be very difficult. So that's why I'm not able to try edit it, right? Let us keep it as is, right? So that's how we have to calculate the strain. Now let us go to the, what is the third bit, that is the deformation. So deformation is equal to change in PL by AE, right? Otherwise you can use a deformation is equal to what? Strain is equal to what? Change in length by original length. What do you want? Change in length. Change in length means deformation, delta L. Delta L is equal to L into strain. Strain into L. Like that also you can calculate. Okay, not only from this PL by AE. So you can calculate like that also. So all are interlinked, same thing, same formulas, but it is rearranging the terms. That's all. Nothing else. We are not going. We are not bringing a different altogether new formulas or nothing else. Just we are arranging the terms whatever we know. We know the stress definition. Stress is equal to P by A, and strain is equal to delta L by A, delta L by uh, L, and Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. Only these three formulas we are putting it, rearranging in different ways so that our problem to calculate the unknowns. That's all. Nothing else. Only these three formulas we are using. Nothing else. Right. So one is the stress is equal to stress is equal to load by area, and second one is strain is equal to change in length by original change in length by original length, that is delta L by L, and third one is Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. That is only the three formulas we are using, right? And the remaining thing we are bringing to that, to this to that, this, that's all, rearranging the terms. Like that only we got this change in length is equal to PL by E. That's what the same formula. Because in change in length by original length, change in length by original length is nothing but we are used it from the strain definition. We are calculated this one. Okay. So if you substitute, you will get the answer. So deformation is equal to how much? 1.55 mm. Right. So deformation 1.5 mm. Strain is equal to what is strain? Change in length by original length. So change in length is 1.55. What is the original length? Original length is 4000. So if you divide 1.55 divided by 4000, still you will get the strain. Okay. So like that, it is a different. Don't blindly copy remember the formulas. Just go through your concept, and accordingly you rearrange the terms to get the unknowns. That's all. Okay. So just remember the basic three formulas. Okay. So definitions, that formulas also nothing from, not come from any other, just it is the basic definitions of this one. Okay. So stress is mathematical expressed as load per unit area. Of course, not definition. It is mathematically, it is expressed as the load per unit area, and strain is equal to change in length by original length, and it is Young's modulus E is equal to Young's modulus E is equal to stress by strain. That is the only thing. We are rearranging the terms. That's all. Nothing else. Accordingly, you whatever you want, unknown you want, so accordingly change it. So we'll get the answer. Right. So this is about first problem. Let us go to the next one. So find the force necessary to stretch a wire by 1.5 mm of steel, 2.5 meters long, and 1.4 mm diameter. take E is equal to 0.2 into 10 to the power 6, right? So now first whatever it is given, just you first whatever it is given, just you understand the terms, right? So if you understand the terms, then it will be that's all. So half of the problem is completed. Okay, so it is half of your problem is completed, right? So it is given, see that whatever the given it is, right? So it is 2.5 meter long, so it means that you can, it is very simple, it is nothing but length and diameter. So diameter D is given, means it is, we can calculate the area. Okay, so area, diameter is given means area can be calculated, and Young's modulus is given, right? So what we need first, find the force necessary to stretch a wire. That's what you have to stretch a wire, right? So stretch a wire by 1.5 meters. So how stretching, what is in stretch a wire? Okay, that's you understand the term, right? So stretch a wire means stretch a wire. Stretch a wire means very simple. Stretching, stretch means increase in length. Okay, so if you want to increase the length, increase, that's what it is, stretching. Stretching means how much it is, what is the term? Stretching a wire. But what happens if you stretch? How much we have to stretch? Stretch by how much length we have to stretch? We have to stretch a wire by 1.5 mm. Okay, what you understood? So it is nothing but it is a change in length. Okay, so in this question, what is that? How much force is required to stretch a bar or a wire? Not bar, it is a wire. Stretch a wire by 1.5 mm, right? Of length 2.5 meters and diameter 1.4 meters, right? So for a 1.4 meter 1.4 mm diameter bar, 2.5 length. So if you want to stretch it to 1.5 mm, how much, what is the load required? Okay, that's what the question. Young's modulus is given. So how to calculate? Again, very simple basic formula. Delta L is equal to PL by A, right? So delta L is equal to PL by A. So what is the delta L in this case? That is stretch by 1.5 mm, right? That is nothing but delta L. And in that formula PL by A, P, that's what we need the force, find the force, right? So we have to calculate the force P, and L is given 2.5, and A you can calculate the knowing the diameter, right? And Young's modulus is already given in the problem. That's all. Just you calculate the everything, right? So delta L, it is nothing but the stretch is nothing but stretch by 1.5 is nothing but delta L. Delta L is equal to 1.5 mm. That's all. So remaining everything is very simple. Remaining is very simple to understand. Only this you have to understand. Stretch by a wire of 1.5 meter. That's it. Right. Now let us see. Delta L is equal to 1.5 mm. L is equal to 0.5. Young's modulus. That's what it is. Cross sectional area of the wire is equal to, first calculate the cross sectional area, pi by 4 d square. So pi by 4 d square means it is d is equal to 1.4 meters. So it is 1.4 mm. It is mm. So yeah, 1.4 mm, right? So it is 1.4 mm, right? And elongation delta, just simple substitution. Necessary force, how much force is required? So if you calculate, you got the stress force is equal to 184.68 Newton per mm square. That's all, right? Force is equal to 184.68 Newton per mm square. That is the force required to stretch a bar of 1.5 mm of 2.5 meters length, right? And area of diameter 1.4 mm with Young's having the Young's modulus 0.2. Okay, like this you have to calculate the solve the problems. First read the problem carefully, understand the terms, that's all. For half of your problem, once your correct understanding is correct, remaining only simple substitution and calculation, right? That is only the thing remain very simple. But don't be in a hurry to calculate the answers very quickly, so that there may be that may leads to some calculation errors. Don't that much be hurry. Okay, to solve the questions. Even though if you're knowing it very well, but just before putting the answers, or once you check it, whatever you have done, just you check it once whether you have done correct or not. Because knowing the answer and yeah, but putting in a wrong way means that is a very meaningless. Okay, a mild steel rod of 10 mm diameter and 300 mm length elongates 0.18 mm under an axial pull of 10 kilonewtons. Determine the Young's modulus of the material. Whatever the questions you get, only from this one itself, that we will out of this all the unknowns, whatever you have discussed in stress is equal to load by area, strain is equal to change in length by L, and Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. Out of this, all these terms, only that problems, all the problems, just yet unknowns are from this, any one or two unknowns from this one only. Okay, that's why it is, if you want very simple problems, very simple problems, basic simple problems, but you need to remember this one. All this, if you remember, it is very simple. Okay, so a mild steel 10 mm dia means you can calculate the area. Length is given 300 mm, so this is nothing but L. This is nothing but diameter. Diameter is given means area is given, you can calculate. Okay, circular one 5/4 d square, and elongates 0.18 mm. Elongates means how much it is? Elongates 1.1. It's nothing but delta L. That axial pull, sorry, axial pull is nothing but P. Right? Determine the Young's modulus of the material. Young's modulus, what is Young's modulus? It is nothing but E. So that's why we have to calculate. Okay. Remaining all things are given. Again the same thing, same problem, similar problem. Just you substitute delta L is equal to PL by AE. Very simple. PL by AE. So Tajvi, this is known to you, this is given, this is known, this is known. Only unknown is this one. So from this one, calculate Young's modulus. Right. So this is given, and stress is equal to load by area, strain is equal to. So in a different way, I have told you to do in another way. Here it is given another way, right? So nothing else. All are correct only, but thing is that we are in the terms in different way calculate. Okay. So in this one, he has calculated stress and strain. Young's modulus is equal to what? Stress and strain. Right. The same thing here also. Like this. Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. So if you do it in whatever I have told you to, what is I have told? So Young's modulus is, what is the formula? Young's modulus is equal to P L by A, P by L by A, and it is delta L. Right? So what is P by A? What is L by L, delta L? Right? So P by A is nothing but, and it is delta L by L. Right? Is it same thing? Just bringing this numerator into denominator of the denominator. So delta L by L. So what is this? P by A is nothing but stress. What is delta L by L? Strain. That's it. The same thing here. Okay. That is the same Laplace. It is expressed in different way. You can calculate in different way. All are one and so on. The same basic definition. All these formulas we are obtained from the basic definitions. So it will be only that one. That's all. Now let us go to the next problem. The following observations were made during a tension test on a mild steel bar of 20 mm diameter of gauge length 300 mm. Extension at a load of 30 kilonewtons is equal to 0.1 mm. Yield load, of course, load at yield point is nothing but 80 kilonewtons, and load at ultimate point is nothing but 130 kilonewtons, and total extension is 50 mm. Right? Dia of the rod at failure is nothing but 14.1 mm. Right? So diameter of the rod at you observe things here. So you in this one it is little bit difficult one. Difficult, not difficult. It is you have to understand that in this one it is from the stress strain curve related to different load versus extensions in a stress strain curve. So during a tension test of a mild steel of what is the initial diameter? 20 mm. Right? What is the gauge length? 300 mm. Means it is diameter. Initial diameter is D and this is L. Original length. Okay, and extension at a load of 30 kilonewtons, this much. Okay, a load of 30 kilonewtons, extension is this much. Right. So if you want to calculate anything related to at a load of 30 kilonewtons, strain means how much it is? Delta L by L. What is the delta L? Delta L is nothing but 1. What is the original length? 300. So strain at a load of 30 kilonewtons is equal to how much? 0.1 by 300. That's what it is, strength at 30 kilonewtons. Like that we have to calculate. Right? So just we don't know whatever it is asked, it is not given, but it is I'm explaining how to use the given data. Now, so yield point, so yield load is given. So it is observed that yield point at a load of 80 kilonewtons in the tension test. So if you want the yield stress, load by area. So what is the load? 80 kilonewtons. Yield stress is equal to what? Load at yield point, that is 80 kilonewtons, 80 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by area. Area is nothing but over initial area, that is pi by 4 d square. D is nothing but 1. That's all. You will get the yield stress. Similarly, ultimate stress. What the total extension means after tension test, it is observed that so it is total extension is nothing but 50 mm. Okay, change in final length, final change in length after and dia the failure. So we have seen that in the during the tension test, it is we have discussed about the so at a failure the diameter decreases, so that is nothing but 14.1 mm. Now let us see what is required. Calculate Young's modulus, yield stress, ultimate stress, percentage elongation. Okay, what is the percentage elongation of the member and percentage reduction in area? That's what for that purpose it is reduced area is reduced diameter is given to calculate the percentage reduction in area. Percentage elongation, so that's what it is given as total elongation. Using the total elongation, we have to calculate the percentage elongation. Means from the initial compared to our initial length, how much elongation took place? That is nothing but percentage elongation. So Young's modulus is called what? Stress by strain. Once again, what is the stress? Load by area. And what is the strain? Right? What is strain? Strain is delta L by L. Right? So it is given first point in the how to calculate the Young's modulus. Young's modulus we can calculate using the first term. First data. Data is given as at a load of 30 kilonewtons. The Young's modulus, the change in length is nothing but extension is nothing but 0.1 mm. So from that one you can calculate the Young's modulus. Okay, assuming that that is before yield elastic limit. Okay, because that in that one it is not given specific about what load it is where it is elastic limit is there, but assuming that whatever the first point that is given, that will be below before the elastic limit. So at a load of 30 kilonewtons, the load is equal to 30 kilonewtons and the area is nothing but the area, so we can calculate the stress. Strain we can calculate because it is change in length as 1.1 mm. So 0.1 divided by original length, it is the strain. So stress by strain will give the Young's modulus. And second one is very simple, yield stress. Yield load is given, load at yield point it is given directly 80 or something. So divided by area of that cross area, initial area of course. Okay, area of cross section using initial diameter. Then you can calculate the yield stress. And similarly, ultimate stress also load is given at ultimate point divided by area of cross section. That will give the ultimate stress. And percentage of elongation, I said that it is the initial, what is the total elongation, that divided by initial length. Final elongation means change in delta L after the final elongation, that is total elongation given, divided by initial length into 100. That will give the percentage elongation. Similarly, percentage reduction in area. So area at failure, that is reduced area. Okay, so divided by initial area into 100. That is a percentage reduction in area. Area reduces, elongation increases. Positive. Diameter is applied load. So for first bit, this is for first bit. Gauge length 300 mm, extension 0.1 mm. So first bit stress is equal to, so this is nothing but, okay, that's not calculated. Stress he has calculated P by A. So load at a load of 30 kilonewtons, extension is, that's what it is given here. Okay, we are gone little bit of quickly. Yeah, at a load of 30 kilonewtons, the extension is 0.1 mm, right? So that is nothing but, using that one we can calculate the strain. So stress is nothing but load by area. Load is 30 and this is 10 to the power of 3. 30 and 10 to the power of 3 divided by area 314.16. So you will get the strain. And strain is equal to what? Strain is equal to delta L by L. Delta L at a load of 30 kilonewtons, it is strain is 0.1 mm. So 0.1 divided by L. L is nothing but 300 mm. Okay, this is not load, this is initial load, initial length. So that is nothing but change in length by original length. That will give us a strain. Stress by strain will, what is the first bit? Young's modulus. Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain, right? So stress by strain is equal to Young's modulus. So that will get the Young's modulus 2.56 into 10 to the power of 5. Right, next, what is the second bit? Yield stress. Yield stress is equal to what? Yield load divided by original cross section area. So yield load is given as 80 kilonewtons. So it by 80 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by original cross section area. So original cross section area. So pi by 4 d square. D is nothing but 20 mm. Okay, so we will get the yield stress as 254.65. If you see, so for same material, the stress at the 30 kilonewtons is a 95, and it is a yield point is 254. Okay, it is increasing. Stress is increasing because it is go on increases. Okay, this will be below, maybe before yield point. So not yield point, before yield point, not before even. It is before elastic limit. Third bit is ultimate stress. Ultimate stress is equal to ultimate load, that is given the problem 130 10 to the power of 3 divided by original cross section area 314. The final one, percentage elongation. Now you see, percentage elongation is equal to increase in gauge length into 100. Increase in gauge length divided by original length into 100. That's what the percentage. Okay, so this is into 100. So increase in gauge length means how much it is total. What is the total elongation? That is nothing but 50 mm. Okay, so divide by original length is 300. This is nothing but delta L by L. Okay, and into how much, what is the percentage? So it is nothing but 100. That is the percentage elongation. Means compared to its initial length, so it has increased by 16.66%. That is the meaning of percentage elongation. A bar of 300 mm length extended in final test in tension test, it is increased to the final elongation is 50 mm. Okay, it is having an extension of 50 mm. How much it is? What is the percentage? How much it is compared to its initial? How much it is extended? Right. So it is extended 16%. Okay. See the how mild steel, how ductile it is. Okay. So it is very elongation is very 16%. So percentage reduction in area, decrease in cross section area divided by decrease in cross sectional area divided by original cross section area. Okay, so what is the decrease cross section? Of course, this is everything is same. This is okay. So decrease in cross sectional area, the original cross section area. So what is the decrease in, how to calculate decrease in cross section area? So it is, what is the decrease area? So reduction in diameter is nothing but initially it is 20 and it is decreased to 14.1 mm. Okay, so 14 point, that's what it is. How to calculate decrease in cross sectional area? Is nothing but 20 square minus 14.1 square. Okay, means it is how much area it is decreased. Okay, area decreased by, from 20 to 14. How much it is decreased? You calculate 20 minus 14.1. Okay, and square it. So like that you can compare to its original area. Original area is 20. Okay, so not directly put 14.1 square. Okay, we need the reduced area. This is a final area, final diameter, not reduced diameter. If it is reduced diameter, in the problem, if it is say that the diameter is reduced to 14.1, the diameter reduced by 14.5 means directly you can put 14.5 for 14.1 square. But in this way, not like that. Okay, so it is nothing but in this one, he has said that only reduced to 14 point, reduced by. Be careful about to and by. Okay, just by putting changing one word, so it is entirely the meaning changes. So in this one, the diameter reduced to, say, let us see what is the data. Now let us see what is the diameter. Diet failure it is given. Okay, diet failure means final diameter reduced to 14. Initially the diameter is 20 and it is reduced to 14.1 mm, not reduced by. Okay, otherwise you can say what is the reduction in diameter. If it is in the problem, if you say that reduction, what is the reduction in the diameter, then it is 14. Reduction in the diameter is equal to 14.1 means it is 20 is 14.1 mm, it is reduced, but it is not like that. It is reduced to 14.1. So it is not given, the term is not come reduced by, reduced to. So whenever it comes, it will be very much clear to you. If you solve number of problems, you will understand all these things, right? So what is the reduction in area? See how much it is reduced. The area is reduced to 50%. Okay, so if you see that this diameter is reduced from 20 to 14.1, but the area is reduced to 50%. Area reduces to 50% area reduced. Okay, so that's why it is. Don't think that it is reduced to 10 mm, then it will be 50%. Not like that. It is square is there. Okay, so let us just, I will explain once again. So this problem is a little bit of different parameters are there. So many parameters are given in this one. Accordingly, the question is framed. Okay, so of course, in this one, it is only required parameters are given. Sometimes there may be problems in that one. There is some unnecessary parameters also given. Parameters means unnecessary values are also given, right? So even though we don't need that one, still they will give to confuse you. Okay, so if you want, if you unnecessary things about more about this, why it is required, so initially you may leads to in a different way. Okay, so it may goes in a wrong way. That's why you have to be very much careful. Whichever is required, we have to take. So don't think about additional information if all anything is given. So in this one only we required that whatever the required value is only given in this one. So first thing it is very much in the problem that he has asked to calculate the Young's modulus. So Young's modulus he asked, but nothing is given directly. Nothing he has given values how to calculate the Young's modulus. That you have to understand that. Okay, yield load is 80 kilonewtons. Generally, it is Young's modulus elastic limit before yield point. So the first one you can use that 30 kilonewtons to calculate the Young's modulus. That you have to understand from the given notations, the given values. Okay, so this one, right? So remaining thing very easy. It is yield point means yield stress calculation 80 yield point yield load is given load by area. The original area you can calculate this one. Okay, but whereas Young's modulus calculation you have to think about it. How to calculate the Young's modulus. Right? Young's modulus calculation you can use this one to calculate the Young's modulus. Extension at a load of 30 kilonewtons is equal to 0.1. So load is given. Okay, extension is given. So initial length already it is gauge length is nothing but initial length, and diameter means you can calculate the initial area, original area, right? So from that one, what we can do is nothing but, so at a load of 30 kilonewtons, assuming that 30 kilonewton load is point is well before the elastic limit. So assuming that we can calculate the using that 30 kilonewtons load, calculate the stress. Stress is equal to load by area. Load is 30 kilonewtons by area means pi by 4 d square 20 square. So that is nothing but you will get the stress. Similarly, strain is equal to change in length by original length. What is the change in length? Change in length is nothing but 0.1. So original length is nothing but 300. So change in length by original length, that will give the strain. Right? Young's modulus is equal to, from the Hooke's law, so we have defined Young's modulus is equal to stress by, of course, Hooke's law is stress is proportional to strain. So to remove the proportionality constant, we are putting a term that is nothing but Young's modulus. So from that one, so a stress Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. So right, stress we are already calculated, that is P by A divided by strain is nothing but delta L by L. So from that one, calculate the stress and strain. Right. Okay, this is about how to solve the problems. Percentage elongation means increase in length divided by original length. How much compared to its initial length, how much it is increased. Okay, right. So what is the in that one? That's why it is increase in gauge length means what is the final elongation. Finally, what is the total elongation? That is nothing but increase in gauge length. Right, that is 50. And percentage reduction in area means how much area is decreasing. Okay, at phi load. Okay, at phi load decrease in area means if a final diameter is given. So final diameter means you can calculate the reduced area, and that is this is the reduced area, and it is divided by original cross section area. Knowing that one, calculate the percentage reduction in area. Now let us summarize what we have discussed. So we have discussed about the load by area. This is load by area, something this. Okay, this is not like this. P by A, and strain is equal to delta L by L, and Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. Okay, deformation is equal to PL by A. See, whatever only these three formulas. Using these three formulas, we have calculated, we have different. Okay, this is nothing but P by A. Of course, this is P by A already there. Okay, so using these three, of course, you can say using these three, so we can just rearrange the terms, we will get this one. Okay, so substitute stress and strain in this one, we'll get this one. Okay, stress is nothing but P by A, and strain is nothing but delta L by L. So if it is A, if it goes to here, delta L goes to here. That's all. This is the formula. Rearranging the terms from this, in this equation. Resistance per unit area of deformation is known as resistance per unit area to deformation is nothing but, what is the definition? It's nothing but definition of stress. Yes, definition of stress. If a bar 100 mm square cross section area is subjected to a load of 50 newtons, the stress in the bar is nothing but load by area. So what is the load? Load is nothing but 50 newtons, and area is 100. 50 by 100. Fine. Okay. So elastic rod is a different diameters. This is the previous problems which is given. Okay. So this is about just a minute. Yeah. So in an elastic rod of 25 mm in diameter, 200 mm long, extends by 25.25 mm under a tensile load of 40 kilonewtons. Find the Young's modulus of the material. Okay, sometimes in the different varieties of problems you may find in textbooks. So if it is some books, it is some problems are there, it is entire tension test, the details are given to you. Okay, from that one you may be asked to calculate the required parameters like what is the elastic stress at elastic limit and stress at yield point, stress at ultimate point, stress at and breaking point. So that like that you may be asked to calculate the different just like we have seen one problem, like that different varieties of problems also you can find in the textbooks. Okay, so using the go through your textbooks, you may find different varieties of problems in the textbook, right? Okay, so let us stop here.